Hey, this is Joe Price. Just wanted to provide some instructions on how to do the 5-a-day email campaign. Let me just share my screen so I can kind of walk you through the steps. We really want to make this as simple as possible. So the 5-a-day is just an email you'll get every weekday around 9 o'clock. And what I love about it is there'll be a short little quote about family history. Uh, and then you'll have a set of buttons. Now, I don't know why mine don't look like buttons, but normally they'll look like buttons. But the key thing here is that if you click on one of these buttons, then it'll pull you right into SourceLinker. Okay. In this case, notice everything's green, which means it's done. And that'll happen sometimes. This one's done because I did it earlier today. But just know that if it's all green, then you can just close it and just go on to the next one. And then I click the next one. And then here I am in SourceLinker, and I get to look at all the people in the family and get to decide if this is a match or not. And you can open up details to look inside here. I think some of the really strong clues here is the Harrison, so exact same city match. The birth years are pretty close, close-ish. You can see here we're off a little bit. We got Mary, Julia, and Catherine lining up. And then we have Richard lining up with the same middle initial. So we have a lot of things that are lining up really well here. But notice that the wife is not. So what this looks like to me is a remarriage. So what I would do then is I would attach and bring over the information for Richard, and I do the same for Mary. And again, like if you're familiar with SourceLinker, then what I'm showing you right now is not new. All the 5-a-day does is just points you to a record hint that you can help with on the family tree. Okay. And then notice I wouldn't add William because he was born, more recently, and so he might still be alive. Okay, and so at that point, then I'm all done. Now, if you wanted to do more research on this family, you certainly could, but that's not really the primary focus. The primary focus is just to give you 5 hints every day so you can have a little meaningful family history experience. But notice here, he has other record hints. And maybe one of these would have a death date or a little bit more information about when he was married. But yeah, that's basically it. So let's just do one more together. And now keep in mind, we can do this on our phone, on a tablet, on a computer. So right here, again, we can open up details and you can see we've got the birth states not lining up there. Got Massachusetts, Massachusetts. We've got the county lining up really well. We've got Portugal lining up, but the birth year's off quite a bit. So you can see like there's a lot of good things about this one, but I would call this one not a match. And so there's just too many things that are off by a lot. Oh, and actually the name here doesn't even match. So you can see that why Family Search maybe thought this was a match, but we're going to call this one not a match. And so we just close it. We come back here. Actually, let's do one more then. Okay, so here we go. We can kind of look inside here. Inside the details, you can see Pittsburgh, the city's lining up, birth states lining up. So we don't have a name match there, though Mary Elizabeth is a very common, name combination. Got Mary lining up, Casper, super unique first name and last name. So in this one, I actually think it is a match. Though what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach I'm going to attach Mary, and then I'm going to attach Casper. Now, one quick thing we could do, so usually I try to just use the information from SourceLinker, but sometimes it's helpful to just come here to the person's page. And you can see right here, Mary Elizabeth Pullman. So if we kind of come in here, you can see we've got Mary E, Mary Elizabeth, Mary E, Mary E, Mary E, Mary E, Mary E. So my guess is actually, this is definitely our person. And notice that in the new SourceLinker, I can actually put in I can put in her birth year. That's pretty cool. Okay. The other thing is if you're doing this on a computer and you have the Goldie May bookmark, you can use the little button there. But I wanted to show this. One of the things we try to find in our hints is opportunities to add new people to the tree. So if you look here, Catherine somehow got missed. So we had Mary, Margaret, Helen, Gertrude, Catherine, and Catherine wasn't there. She's a brand new person on the tree. Same thing with Thomas. Okay, so we're going to add Thomas to the tree. So this is what I really love about 5-a-day is that it doesn't always happen, but I find that a lot of the hints that I work on through 5-a-day help me add brand new people to the family tree. Okay. And so when you add a new person to the tree, one thing you might do is you can just come in here and you can hit view my relationship. And maybe you'll discover that you just added a cousin to the tree. Now notice here, there's also a 1920 census and 1940 census, and you should always feel free to do more. But really, what the main thing we're just wanting people to have is really a simple experience every day, attaching some record hints to the tree. Okay, so let me just share a couple final things. Some common questions we get is, am I related to these people? No, not necessarily. You can see if you're related, but what we're doing here is a form of family history service. It's kind of like indexing. We don't just index our own family. We index everyone, and with the hope that if everyone does that, then we all get to benefit. So that's the same thing we're doing here. Oh, what if it's not a match? I kind of showed you. You just skip it. It's totally fine. What if it's already done? Just skip it. One question we get, like, what if I don't do the hints that day? Like, totally fine. We will reuse those hints within a few months. So we really just want this to be a joyful service opportunity, and you should feel no obligation to do it every single day. Just here's what I most like about the 5 a day is it gives me a reminder every morning to let service be part of my life. And so I really enjoy opening that email in the morning, reading the quote, and then doing those hints when I get an opportunity. And sometimes I do them on my phone while I'm walking, or sometimes I'll do them when I get to my office. But we hope you have a great experience working on this, and just know that like it's amazing what you can accomplish when you do just a little bit every day. And we're really grateful for your help.